Hutton Orbital Radio News. Tune in every Thursday and get the horn.
It's all go this evening at Hutton. The fresh fruit and vegetable delivery hauler was held up at Federal Customs coming through Seoul, so we're short on a few essentials. But you know what Hutton locals are like, deranged mostly. Some of them, though, are also quite inventive, and they have been hard at work on solutions to the great salad famine of 3311. The kebab shop has cut open one of their sofas and taken out the different coloured foam. They then cut it up and put it in little bags. No one actually eats the salad anyway, but people are reassured by having it. McThargoids are recycling the pickled gherkins. Every one that doesn't get eaten is recovered from the bin along with the scraps of onion and the occasional slice of tomato. Then, after a quick rinse under the tap, they're placed onto a new burger. Wonders have a large supply of something gelatinous that they're squirting into jars with a bit of red food dye and selling as raspberry jam. They have had some complaints that it tastes like bananas though. They also had some spare celery, but no one will eat it. In the pub, fruit-flavoured alka-pops are doing a roaring trade since someone said the count towards your five a day. Some customers are going over and above the 5 portions per day. The Momus Bog Spaniels had to be called in when a fruit and veg auction got out of control after Gusto stole all of the rude-shaped ones. It's even making the local news feeds. On the parade, the big screen comes on. A scrolling ticker tape display reads, "Salad shortage at Hutton Orbital. Little Scotland district remains unaffected." A face appears, straightens their toupee, looks straight down the camera and says,
"Our mics are live!" Good evening and welcome to the show.
I've got a feeling it's going to be a good one this week.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
"Will whoever's feeling around inside my snack supplies please stop?"
Ollie, I'll pack it.
I'm not sure that was a snack you grabbed there. It looked more like a lump of pocket fluff.
While Mr. Rochburns washes his mouth out, I suppose we really ought to get on with the headlines. Bong. Discarded handgun located.
Cryopod recovered from Eden. Defrosting commences.
The rotters are being naughty at the community goals.
Crew members in double dip controversy.
Commander Overlight in chronic auto-refrigeration crisis.
And I can't tell whether Hutton's in crisis or not, but I'll read out the numbers.
Commander Chuck Handgun, the once official voice of the Pilots Federation and known for his dramatic exit from Shinrata Desra last cycle, which involved a press release, a sarcastic salute, and a slow roll towards the toast rack, has resurfaced in a new role, this time as Chief Communications Officer at an organisation known only in public records as Pixel Helix. Pixel Helix, an independent sector consultancy specialising in the promotion of interactive simulation environments, appears to have attracted not only Handgun, but several other former Pilots Federation operatives. Official records list their mission profile as Engagement and Narrative Alignment, which sources interpret to mean making cool things look even cooler and telling everyone about it, but louder. Handgun's new title, however, has caused a mild ripple of controversy. The designation of Chief Communications Officer, when transmitted across certain comms arrays, has reportedly caused confusion in sectors familiar with the 31st century First Nations, where the title Chief Communications Officer is traditionally reserved for spiritual leaders who commune with the Great Signal and interpret the will of the void via long-range bandwidth fluctuations and the occasional singing rock.
We're not saying he isn't qualified,
said Bouncing Moose, communications oracle of the Pan-Magnetic Bandwidth Lodge.
but traditionally, our chiefs don't spend quite so much time writing press releases or wearing suits.
When asked for comment, a spokesperson for Pixel Helix replied simply,
Yes, he's the Chief Communications Officer. Yes, it's a title. No, we're not appropriating anything sacred. But if the Great Signal wants to promote a trailer next quarter, we're open to collaborations. Don't forget to like and follow.
Commander Handgun himself has been unavailable for comment, though observers have noted a marked improvement in haircut, posture, and footwear since leaving his previous post. Industry insiders report that he's currently involved in the promotion of a range of new generation simulations, some of which reportedly contain both laser guns and explosions, though not necessarily in that order. The Pilots Federation has issued no formal statement on the matter, although there are rumours of a commemorative plaque being installed in the Shinrata staff kitchen, reading, "He left. On purpose." Further updates will follow if Handgun attempts to ascend to a new role involving the words Grand, High, or Galactic.
The recently discovered and reported upon cryogenic survival capsule recovered from beneath the surface of Eden has been safely transported to Hutton Orbital and secured in a temporary isolation bay adjacent to the backup gallery storage and slightly downstream of the station's primary coolant sump. Recovery teams reported that there were thankfully no breaches in its containment during transit. Structural scans remain consistent with a Type 3 frameshift class stasis module, cylindrical, reinforced, and marked with corrosion patterns indicative of several centuries of subsoil conditions, preceded by an atmospheric entry and of course a rather bumpy crash landing. Thermal buffering systems within the unit appear to have remained intermittently functional, though internal temperature stability was described as variable. Preliminary external scans conducted on arrival have confirmed the presence of organic material inside the pod. Life sign cryotelemetry has suggested that there were two discrete biological signatures, one exhibiting characteristics broadly consistent with baseline human physiology. The second is markedly smaller and has prompted speculation ranging from a companion animal to everything from passive biological contamination, xenomorphs, something that evolved from the ship's cat but is definitely not Danny John Jules shaped, and even a pot plant. A station-wide review of xenobiological quarantine protocols has been initiated as a precaution. Flamethrowers, high-powered versions of Aphelion rifles, and even a number of stun grenades have been placed in convenient and handy locations throughout the station concourse nearest the containment unit. Hutton engineering staff, under the supervision of architect Leo Wolf and an on-guard and as ever attentive mop-wielding maintenance operative, have commenced a controlled defrost cycle. A decommissioned industrial oven, formerly employed in the preparation of tactical field rations, has been employed, and the unit connected to the defrost socket has been at a temperature of 37 degrees for 4 hours. For members of the remnants of the Merkin people of old Earth, that's 98.6 bald eagles per hamburger. Containment remains sealed. Visual feeds show minor condensation within the pod, and intermittent movement is consistent with internal thawing. No audible communication has been detected, though proximity sensors indicate increased internal activity. Hutton medical personnel have confirmed that the second life form does not currently resemble a face-hugging parasite, a chest-bursting organism, or anything listed in the Class 7 containment manual under incisive emergence hazards. Analysis is ongoing, but current consensus leans towards a microbiological classification. The capsule will remain under observation until defrosting completes. Further updates will be issued once it's safe to breach the seal.
With the recent resurgence of combat-focused community goals, station authorities are once again contending with an increasingly common nuisance. Commanders participating in CGs have reported long delays at key docking stations, not due to traffic volume, but because of what is now widely known as pad hogging. The practice of landing, remaining parked indefinitely, and treating a functional docking bay as a personal real estate. The issue is particularly acute in systems involved in power play conflicts, where the strategic delay of opposition forces is being openly discussed in back and front channels. By occupying the limited large landing pads, certain commanders appear to be intentionally preventing rival pilots from handing in combat bonds in a timely fashion, thereby manipulating the CG scoreboard in real time. Or at least that's what's being claimed all over the galactic forums. Though from what we can tell, it's a bit of a storm in a teacup.
It's not subtle, and it's not new,
said Felicity Tram, operations clerk at Reed's Rest.
But it has reached a point where tactical pad occupancy is now an established PvP strategy. We've had commanders land, switch off their engines, and proceed to have a snack, a shower, and an extended trip to the loo with a copy of the Sunday Times.
Multiple incidents have been logged where pads remained occupied for periods exceeding 30 minutes with the ships entirely inactive. Attempts to hail the pilots were met with silence, autoresponder loops, or vague assertions about needing to sort their hard points out. Within the Pilots Federation's so-called open flight mode, a secondary conflict has erupted, not between ships but between players of etiquette. Public message boards are awash with naming and shaming of alleged pad hogs, followed swiftly by moderator action against the shamers on the basis that such naming usually targets the sort of people who engage in unsolicited PvP.
This is why I stay in solo,
remarked Commander Leven Starch, overheard in a queue outside Gresley Dock.
At least that way, if I'm delayed, it's only because I forgot to restock and had to log out to have a cry.
Station controllers have confirmed they are powerless to forcibly eject docked vessels without initiating a full breach protocol. One system is experimenting with passive-aggressive tannoy loops featuring subtle personal criticisms, but early results suggest that the culprits simply turn down the volume and resume reading. Suggestions have been made to implement automated docking timers, escalating fines, or enforced pad rotation. These remain under consideration pending a full risk assessment and the availability of a suitably sarcastic-sounding announcer. Lael Wolf has issued a short internal memo reminding Hutton pilots that combat bonds are not valid unless delivered, pads are not private property, and hovering with your nose over the pad while just checking your power distributor is not a recognised flight mode. For now, commanders are advised to conduct their business swiftly, vacate the bay, and resist the temptation to use the ship's mass as a tool of psychological warfare.
An interstellar financial audit has revealed widespread abuse of a bond payment processing loophole, allowing hired ship-launched fighter pilots to claim duplicate combat bond payouts, a practice now officially classified as double dipping. The scandal came to light after Commander Graxor conducted a routine ledger review and was startled to discover that his crew member, the notably well-compensated Harleen Reynolds, had received significantly more income from combat operations than expected.
I nearly dropped my mug.
Graxor stated in his formal report. Well, we're paraphrasing.
She never even launched. She just lounges in the crew area, which is normal. That's fine. But she was getting 2 cuts of every bond. Twice the pay. Once for showing up, and once for continuing to do so.
They might have said. The current bond system, implemented by various interfaction authorities, already assumes crew are entitled to a fixed percentage of combat bonds regardless of actual deployment. What has raised concern is a duplication error. Under specific conditions, crew appear to receive one share as hired crew and another erroneously recorded under a secondary classification, effectively billing commanders twice for the same engagement. According to the Bureau of Operational Financial Fairness, BOF, the issue may have gone unnoted for some time due to the sheer scale of commander wealth problems in modern operations, with individual engagements frequently yielding tens or hundreds of millions of credits. Even large discrepancies are easily overlooked.
This isn't petty embezzlement. This isn't petty theft. This is procedural embezzlement,
said Enrique Bastos-Tibbs, lead bond reconciliation analyst at BOF.
It's beneath layers of acceptable laziness. The crew are contractually permitted to do nothing, but they've accidentally discovered how to get paid for it. Twice. It's a freeloader's dream.
The name, double dipping, has stirred linguistic and diplomatic confusion. In Federation etiquette circles, it refers to the frowned upon biscuit redunking, one that risks both social exclusion and structural collapse of the biscuit. Within the Empire, it refers to the act of revisiting the chocolate fondue medium with your little piece of strawberry once it has already been coated, a behaviour once described by the Duchess of Everturn as
the kind of lapse that starts revolutions.
Reynolds, whose earnings over a single week briefly outpaced her commanding officers, has not commented publicly. However, station logs confirm she recently requested access to the executive lounge and made inquiries into pre-orders of her own Panther Clipper, which, of course, opens up an entirely new scandal, as NPC crews have had access to them for years. The Pilots Federation has released a short bulletin advising all commanders to audit their crew accounts, review combat payout records, and verify that their trusted companions are not, in fact, raking in double their negotiated cut without lifting a finger.
I've nothing against paying my crew,
said Denzel Vortigern Crunch, an independent pilot operating out of LTT 9455.
but if someone's getting 20% of my income while playing Space Sudoku in the lounge, I'd at least like them to pretend they're sweating.
The accounting fix is expected to be deployed shortly. In the meantime, crew contracts are under formal review and payment protocols are being revalidated to prevent further occurrences.
Commander Overlight, long-serving Hutton trucker and chronic sufferer of positive cryesthesia, has confirmed that the current outbreak of artificial summer aboard Sol 3 configured stations has brought welcome relief from his usual condition, being far too cool. Cryesthesia is commonly associated with hypersensitivity to cold, normally requires mitigation strategies such as layering, avoidance of ice worlds, and never standing too close to the cargo hatch. In Overlight's case, it manifests as a persistent, involuntary coolness, both thermally and in appearance, throughout most of the year.
I don't need to try,
he explained, stepping out of his bright red mamba, the Zap Brannigan, with his shirt half buttoned.
It just happens. Doors open themselves, people buy me drinks. I have to live with it. It's not easy being this low temperature.
Whilst most commanders spend the year chasing combat bonds or rare goods, Overlight has to battle cabin chill, unwanted admiration, and the psychological consequence of walking in stylish slow motion everywhere. Relief comes only during artificial summer, where stations and ships aligned with the Northern Hemisphere Sol 3 configuration boost their environmental temperatures, increase simulated humidity, and play background audio that includes birdsong and the distant clink of barbecues. This allows Overlight to relax in a brief period of relative thermal and social normality, including Hawaiian shirts, socks with flip-flops, and coloured drinks served with novelty fruit. He reportedly keeps a separate suitcase marked Summer Loadout. The situation is not consistent across the bubble. Stations configured to the southern hemisphere of Sol 3 seasonal alignment continue to enforce the colder conditions during this period.
Every time I visit Hobbit Terminal,
Overlight added,
I feel the overwhelming need to open beer bottles with my bare hands and point double finger guns at people while winking.
What a terrifying thought. Summer protocols are expected to remain active until late September. After that, Overlight will return to full coolness, involuntary slow walking, and a personal temperature profile last measured at Alpine.
This is a Hutton Orbital News emergency update. We have received confirmation of a containment breach on Deck 4C within the temporary cryogenics defrosting suite. Emergency biohazard protocols were triggered approximately 8 minutes ago, but due to a cross-signal fault with the station's broadcast system, the alarms were unfortunately set to silent mode.
Seamless.
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 Litho! No, he's gone.
Damn it, I was muted. I was right on cue, but muted. Hang on, where exactly is the cryogenic suite here at Hutton?
On the upper rotunda.
Which one?
The upper one.
That's this one.
Somebody check a schematic. Where are they taking this thing?
Emergency teams are currently relocating the cryopod to the nearest secure, lockable location. Based on available internal navigation data and ongoing communications with security, it appears that the pod is en route to a service corridor adjacent to the broadcast studio.
Guys, the nearest lockable door is the one between the studio and the green room.
Hutton Orbital News would like to reassure everyone that the situation is under control. Though the breach triggered automatic relocation procedures, the pod remains externally sealed and under manual containment. There is, at this time, no confirmation of hostile biological material. However, in light of its current trajectory, the Hutton Orbital Radio team would like to issue the following advisory. This is a Hutton Orbital News emergency broadcast. Can someone please tell the emergency response team that we're on air, and under no circumstances should they bring that thing in here?
Flossy, you have got your pan handy just in case, haven't you?
Further updates will be provided as the situation unfolds.
Welcome to the Hutton BGS bit, where we pour glitter and talcum powder into a birthday card, hand it to the Situation Room supervisor, and then switch all the fans on. This week, your booms are in Riga, Courses Sector DL-YD133, Swimes ZI-F C10, Swimes EP-D C1-18, HIP 49859, Barnard Star 36 Ophiuchi, Delta 1 Camuluntus, LHS 3356, LTT 7072, Lighton 143-23, and the Renses. We are at war with the Lighton 347-14 prison colony in LaSalle 8760. There's an election in HIP 48959 with the co-op of Omana. Call 285 sector HY-Y C14-17 sees Hutton in election with the HIP 95973 Progressive Party. And we are against Sol Workers Party for an election in Wolf 1061. Now, that's a lot of things, and you're probably wondering what it all means. Well, if you want to truck it, then get yourself over to one of those boom systems. If you want to mission run, then head to HIP 48959, Wolf 1061, or call 285 sector HY-Y space C14-17 and run missions for Hutton to help with those elections. And if you want to shoot it, then you'll have to go somewhere else. There's an outbreak of peace in Hutton systems, but don't worry, it won't last. And that's it for this week's Hutton BGS bit.
Thank you, everyone. Now we have a little bit of an emergency on our hands.
No.
Has Vulcarius melted the quiz machine again?
Nope.
Someone's robbed all my snacks again.
Nope.
Oh, I know. It's that giant funkin' cryopod they just blocked in here with us.
That would be the one.
Well, can we just ignore it?
Well, no, probably not.
Why?
Because it's just opened itself.
Oh, Flossy, get your pan ready.
What is that?
Oh.
What is that smell?
It's sort of pungent. I mean, tasty smelling, but rancid. But I don't know. I mean, it's hitting me on the genetic memory level. Like I should know what it is.
There's something moving. Everyone, stand behind Flossy.
It's sitting up.
Quick, Flossy, pan it before it escapes into the vents.
Ow!
Oh, sorry. I thought you were an alien.
Hello. I'm thoroughly darkened to be turbulent water behind a ship again.
Someone get the translatotron, please.
Hang on. Wait. Did you mean delighted to be awake?
Is turtle not what I gusset?
No.
Oh, elk. Breastfeed? Oh, damn, I mean, nurse?
Flossy, see if you can recalibrate him. That last panning dislodged something important in the speech centre of his brain.
Oh, that's much better. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, watch out. Scan said there's something else in that pod with you.
There's nothing in here but my lunchbox.
Yep, well, we can see that. Those cryo undergarments are, well, let's just say they're lycra, shall we?
No, not that. My lunchbox. Look, it's here in the pod.
Kill it!
It's just my cheese sandwiches.
Well, you can't be too serious.
Well, hang on.
Delicious.
You've got cheese?
Real cheese?
How long have you been in there?
Well, that depends. When is, now?
3311, give or take.
I may have overslept a little.
No, forget that.
What?
You mean you have real, non-fake, non-nasty plastic or out-of-the-tin cheese substitute real cheese?
Well, yes, it's a cheese sandwich. Oh, and the tasting platter. I've got Wensleydale, a bit of brie. I think there's some Stilton hiding under the crackers. Anyway, I'm Pratt, Hugh Pratt.
Nice to meet you. Would it be okay if we took a sample of the cheese?
Sure, if you're hungry. Here, try this. No, you're supposed to eat it. Why are you putting it in that sample container?
Lactobacillus doesn't exist anymore. Totally gone from the universe back in the 2500s after a man-made phage wiped it all out.
What? No Gouda?
Well, that's one way of describing it.
But what about the Roquefort?
Ran out of it within 3 years.
So what do you have after dinner, then?
Pavlova, maybe? Or indigestion?
Right. Okay. Look, I'm a little disorientated now. I've woken up over 1,000 years in the future, and the first thing I've been told is that cheese is extinct. That's a lot to process. Who are you people? Where am I? What's going on? And am I supposed to say, "Take me to your leader"?
I think he's having his evening walkies.
Well, this is Hutton. You're in a radio show. And all should become obvious over the next hour or so.
Oh, thank goodness for that. Okay, next question. No cheese. Do you still have beer?
Oh, yes, we have beer. Well, unless Cecil's drunk it all. On another note, Hugh, you just sit down there quietly. How good's your memory of 21st century space exploration?
Other than the bit 1,000 and something years ago when they stuffed me in a tube, pointed it at Alpha Centauri and said, "Cheerio"?
Well, yes, apart from that bit.
Let's see, what do they teach us in school and the safety briefing? Oh, post-defrosting checks. Could someone lend me a mirror?
Here, I think I got a compact in my handbag. One sec.
Thank you. Oh my God, what on earth has happened to my head? It's on upside down. I'm ginger.
Cryo-freezing follicular displacement. Common problem.
It's quite a nice beard. Very piratey.
Oh, did you see Pirate? Give me the pan.
Ow! I can aft beat you, insanies. I am most definitely not a Frey Bentos rodent. But I can see why you strength think so.
He's on the blink again. Pan him!
Just put the pan away. He's not dangerous.
Well, how can you tell?
He hasn't even got a pilot's license yet. He's not even mostly harmless. All of that just for one pun, hey? Anyway, welcome, Hugh Pratt.
Hello.
Yes, welcome to Hutton Orbital. You're now locked in here with us, and you can't escape. And
well, I'm keeping the cheese then.
Well,
cheese for freedom.
Well, would somebody
Welcome to hell.
Yes, somebody like to explain to him the details of why the cheese is more important than the fact that he's a over 1,000-year-old person.
Why is the cheese gone?
Yes,
Why is the cheese
Because it's
always
cheese.
we have no cheese. The galaxy has no cheese. As Valkyria said, lactobacillus has gone. Yes. There isn't any. So we basically have got something that's got a bit sloppy and maybe a bit like cottage cheese, and something made out of chickens, and
we have American cheese,
which is not cheese.
Yeah.
That's not
And
cheese.
there is also something the Cannon Research Institute claims
Oh, that's the-
is cheese,
that's the
but
chicken
I don't
thing.
believe a word.
That's the chicken
Ooh,
one.
that's a thought. What about chocolate? You got a Mars bar in there, or I don't know, a bit of Boneville maybe?
I don't think so. There's a fair old layer of permafrost on the bottom of this thing. We'll scrape it off once it's defrosted a bit more.
No, we haven't.
There's-
See if I've
bound
got
to be
something between
peas.
the cushions.
There's always
Yes.
peas caught up in the
Always
frozen
peas
bits.
at the bottom.
Yes.
Or a bit of sweet corn somewhere. Well, there we go. So, you've been frozen since the 2500s. Now, that tells us you know absolutely nothing about A, Hutton, B, where we've gone to since the 2500s, C, Thargoids. You can get cream for that. Yep. So I think part of our job is to sort of... Well, what is it they say in Futurama when they defrost him?
Welcome to the world of tomorrow.
Thank you, on cue. Yes. So we're going to astound you with the wonders. The first thing we're going to astound you with is we've invented something. We've invented a thing called horoscopes that you definitely didn't have in the 2500s. Flossy is very good at these things, and this is where Flossy looks into her crystal ball, then looks up at the stars a bit and works out where the constellations would be if we were back in Sol, but they aren't because we're not. We're a few light years away, so everything's a bit wonky. Looks at the date and tells us your future, your near future. I think that's how it works, isn't it?
I think so.
Right, okay.
gotta
So,
be impressive.
yeah, and
It's near future or near past. It's one of those.
and you've definitely
That's
never
very
heard
impressive.
a horoscope
Yeah.
before. So let's start.
No, I was imagining a scary kaleidoscope. That sounds a lot more complicated.
Yeah, don't try that after Onion Head. That would be bad. Oh no, you don't know about that yet.
What's the? I have more questions.
It's illegal in most places.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah. You
Yep.
wait till the
All
light,
the
you have a
best things
go
are.
smelloscope.
Yep. Well, let's do the horoscope first. Hang on.
Leo, you are going on a long journey. You roar like a lion, but duck like a startled pigeon. A bureaucratic mix-up at the Hutton Orbital Docking Authority means you've temporarily registered as a Thargoid ambassador. Play along. It'll get you 10% discount at the Mark Thargoids and possibly a free pencil in the gift shop.
There you go. So if your birthday was between July 23rd and August 22nd, that's your very near future. A 10% discount at McThargoids. Yes.
Woo!
And maybe a free pencil. Okay, but before we do the space news bit, we now have a resident expert who's from that part of history, give or take 400 years. We need one piece of advice for everybody from somebody who's just arrived in the year 3311. So if I go down the list, Valkarius, if you had to give Hugh Pratt one piece of advice for the year 3311, what would it be?
Don't always have a rebuy.
Always have a rebuy. Good one. Rebuy for what? He doesn't know yet, but we'll have to get into that. Yes.
Okay. More questions.
You need, yes, write that one down. That's important. That's like one of those unbreakable rules. That one. Amelia, have you got one one piece of advice for him?
Yes. Here at Hutton, we are never late. Time is just terribly uncooperative.
Well, that's the show starts approximately 8:30, so yeah, we get that one. The apology officer, have you got a piece of sage advice for our new visitor?
Don't forget your limpets.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Never forget your limpets. And if you don't know what a limpet is, we'll tell you about that later as well.
Yeah, you'll find out.
You're taking notes. He's taking notes. I can see.
I'm taking notes.
Somebody give him a sharpener for the pencil as well. Flossy, one piece of advice for our newcomer.
Don't forget a fuel scoop if you're going any distance.
Fuel scoops. That's a good one. Litho?
Stay well clear of cubicle 3.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, I don't know what it's like after you've been frozen for ages if you need to use the facilities, but trust us, don't use that one.
I have another one.
Oh, go on then.
Ooh, go on.
Don't panic unless you want to, in which case panic responsibly.
Yes.
Oh, I like that.
And how about Little Grey?
Back up your keybinds.
Oh.
One of the ones we say the most.
Yes, I think that's probably the piece of advice we do say the most every time there's an update, yes. Put it this way, if your ship's software updates, it does have a habit of deleting all of your settings. Well, it hasn't for most people, but every now and again it does. So yes, and that's painful.
I've got another one.
Oh, go on then.
If you're not sure what's going on, you're probably doing it right.
Just like daily life.
Yes.
Right, so key things so far: panic responsibly, rebuy limpets, and scoop up your keybinds.
Yes.
Right,
If it's green, smells like pee and burns a hole and things, run away.
Yes, and never lick the exobiology, ever.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
there goes my plan for the afternoon.
Yes. Even if it looks like space cucumbers. They're not. They're worth
Remember-
lots of money.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's not cheese. Cheese does not exist anymore.
Apart from
Does now.
apart from the avian cheese.
We don't go near the
From,
avian cheese, no.
Not again.
Side
No
effects from
avian
being a
cheese,
presenter.
No space cucumbers. Okay.
Right. Anyway, we're going to break the fourth wall a little bit. We're going to say welcome to Michael.
I was going to say, yeah, side effects from being a Hutton presenter may include hallucinations, anxiety, stress, mental breakdowns, seizures, and death.
And that's just the positives.
And if you hear strange voices, they're probably actually
me.
there. Yes. Right. So anyway, welcome, Squire. Welcome, Squire, to the studio.
Thank you.
A long-winded introduction. That we've discovered you and rediscovered cheese at the same time. But you have volunteered to come and join us on the radio show. A baptism of fire. Introduce yourself to our listener. I think there's one or maybe two.
Ooh. Oh, fabulous. Hello, I'm Michael. I met Dave through mutual friends and do audio stuff for fun, and therefore ended up here.
Locked
but I
in.
know nothing about Elite Dangerous, as you can probably tell. But I'm very keen to learn. This sounds marvellous.
So,
Right, so it's not community service then.
Day
That
release.
that makes a nice change.
Yes. So, but you have actually put down a few credits for your very first spaceship, I understand.
Yes. I was eagerly awaiting commissioning. I don't know. Yes, put down a deposit. Should be delivered soon.
Right. Well, so I think the plan is, and you are going to be joining us at ECM, I believe, as well.
Yes.
We might even stick you on the stage. A baptism of fire, Right, he's going to get straight into the deep end, straight on stage. But one of the other things we're hopefully going to be doing, because occasionally we actually sort of log into our ships while we're doing the show, is we were considering whether it's possible to video your first flight in a few weeks, and promise not to laugh at all, ever, about it.
Well, Dave promises that.
Probably better.
Dave almost never keeps his promises.
We promise almost exactly the same, with just one word changed.
Right.
Well, whatever you lot do, the audience can enjoy themselves. So,
but if you have any questions, or anything we say in here, or there was anything in the news that sort of sparked your question, what on earth are they talking about? We'll do a quick recap and explain. Excuse me, I've got a week off. So Commander Chuck Handgun, the first one we spoke about. Now, Chuck Handgun used to be the representative of the Pilots Federation, the people behind all the spaceships that we mess around with. And he recently chucked in his handgun and said, right, that's it, I'm off. Yabu, sucks to be you, etc. He did it politely. But he has popped up elsewhere in the galaxy. And instead of working on computer game simulations, he appears to be now promoting them alongside one of the former... I can't remember his actual role, Mr. Hibbard. Was he a senior product manager? No, what was he? He wasn't a producer. I can't remember his exact role. But a few of them from Elite have jumped ship and are now promoting all sorts of stuff. So hence the first article. The second one... was about you, so we can skip over that one. The third one, community goals. Now, Flossy, you are the queen of the community goals. Could you explain for him what community goals are, and then answer any important questions?
Community goals are sort of events which are open to any players. You sign up for them usually, and what you do is given a goal to do, like collect things, take them to a certain station, or at the moment we've got combat ones to kill certain ships. Everything is told at the beginning, and at the end, if it's competitive, one side wins, or if you get to a certain level, there's certain rewards. But it is essentially a goal which is done by the community, members of the community.
So it could be a sort of one faction versus another, or all players cooperating to complete some sort of big mission, and then you...
Yeah, an example of the big mission, Flossy, would have been the creation of the Hutton mug, wouldn't it?
Oh, yes. Well, there we had to... they wanted... scrap to be taken to Hutton Orbital, which is quite a long way from the main star, 0.22 light years. Used to take about an hour and a half to do. And for the community goal, you had to go to Hutton Orbital with this scrap, sell it to the commodities market.
For a loss, I might add.
For a loss, a very heavy loss, yes. And at the end of the community goal, depending how many had been sold, which tier it reached, that, if you had to reach tier 1, which meant that the Hutton mug would come into being, and further tiers after that determined how many there would be, because it was a rare good. And the numbers do actually change, but there is a standard number
Yeah, so 30 or 40 mugs sort of varying at any time. And you can't buy more than that until you've sold the ones you've got, unless you do teabagging, but that's a whole different conversation for another week. Yeah. So, Amelia, as obviously our resident expert in all things rare, can you explain the Hutton mug? And then answer any questions. Yeah.
Well, it's a mug. And it's you can get them exclusively at Hutton Orbital, and they're made out of basically ship parts that have been salvaged.
Yeah, the ships that don't make it because they run out of fuel en route, and it has the side effect of
It used to be like that.
Yes.
I mean, it's much easier to get to Hutton nowadays.
Yeah, it takes about 16 minutes now if you push the boost button, the overdrive button, which Commander Hardy often does and makes it in 16 minutes. But he has lost the record, I think.
Yeah, and we'd just like to say that the rumours of people shooting down ships on the way to Hutton just so we could scrap them for parts are completely untrue. None of the radio crew have been doing that at any point. Definitely.
Definitely not.
And so quite typically, a lot of people who are Hutton truckers have a particular saying. When somebody says, why did you go do that? We did it for the mug. For the mug, yes. Okay. So you'll find a lot of people yelling for the mug, and you look confused at them. So, but basically, we do all the silly stuff for the mug. The radio show is here just for the mug. The Super Cruise is for the mug. Going to Sagittarius A Star at the centre of the supermassive black hole at the centre of the Milky Way, and lobbing a mug in, you do that for the mug. You get the idea. You do stuff,
and you have to shout it at an incredibly high level. The highest level you can possibly.
Do warn the listener first, though. But they're already shouting "mug" in the chat on Twitch. Yes.
If you don't get a brain embolism from shouting so hard, then you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. So that was community goals. We then talked about the financial audit. This was you, Litho. About NPC pilots, because you can hire crew for your spaceship. They don't do very much, but you can hire crew.
They can take out a fighter if you're carrying one.
Yes, and then blow it up.
Yeah, your ship can optionally have a ship-launched fighter. Now, you can either have a friend along to fly the fighter,
like Flossy, who's very good at it,
or you can hire NPC crew to fly your fighter. Which basically means that they fly out, crash into something, get shot by it, and die. So you have to pay for a rebuy on the fighter, and they take 10% or more or less, depending on the contract, of the money that you get for whatever combat you were doing. So it's a great, great situation. It's a win-win for them because they're not really there; they're only virtual, and they get paid a lot of money.
Yes, your money.
Even if
by
they
the way.
don't
Not somebody else's money, your money. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
A share of.
But there appears to be a bug at the moment where they're actually taking double bubble.
Yeah, and they get paid even if you don't launch your ship-launched fighter. So basically, if they're just sitting around in their bunk doing whatever fighter pilots do when they're alone in their bunk, I wouldn't like to imagine, they still get paid. Twice, apparently.
Yes, though we're not sure whether this is a legitimate complaint or not. And then obviously Commander Overlight is one of our regulars. You may well meet Commander Overlight later in the year. He is one low temperature dude. He was complaining earlier about being too hot, so we had to do an article about him being off duty and therefore not as cool as he is normally. And then the important one is the BGS bit. What does BGS stand for?
Background simulation.
Yeah, give us the sort of the layer sheet over the detail and just give us the shape of what that means.
Well, things that you and other people do in the galaxy affect political systems. They affect, what people need and what works and what you can do, what you can't do, and affects the whole kind of climate and situation in each system that you go to.
The prices.
Oh, that's fascinating.
So it has an active market. So yes, if for instance there's a boom, which you mentioned, I think there were some booms in Rigger Core Sector.
There were lots of booms
DLY,
this week.
Yeah.
So in a boom, you'll get good prices for any cargoes you bring in, provided it's a cargo that system wants. You'll also get things like you'll get to run missions, but those missions will pay more than they normally would. That kind of thing.
Yeah, and then you've got things like outbreaks can happen, disease can happen. You've got to bring medicines in. Yes, yeah.
You bring medicines in. Last week we had something called an infrastructure failure. And what you need to bring in for infrastructure failure is food and machinery. And then there was, I think there was a famine as well.
Yep.
No, it was a drought. It was a drought. And you're bringing in water. You can actually import water to the stations. And you've got a good price for it in a drought. So if you get an outbreak, that's a medical emergency. And they'll want medicines, so you bring in the medicines for them.
Yeah, and then if somebody's doing a lot of piracy in the system, so they're flying in and just blowing ships up for shits and giggles, that affects it as well.
Yeah, there's pirate attacks there. There's also things like civil unrest, where the peasants are revolting. And you get to go out. The best thing for that to do is go out and do a bit of bounty hunting. And kind of make some money that way. And the more bounties you hand in and things like that is... that affects the civil unrest, and it can end quicker if you hand more in, or it can go on and on if you don't. So yeah, things like that.
Yep.
There's one you've left out. What happens if Hutton's influence drops too low?
Oh, well, it depends where we are, but not in the home system. But in other systems, if our influence drops too low, we can retreat from that system.
No. Before that, in midway.
Like it lines up with somebody else's.
Oh, when it lines up with someone else's.
The exact same percentage, yeah.
Depending on whether they are the same as us, like they're nice, peace-loving people like us, or whether they're a bit more aggressive, you can get thrown into an election or a war. They're the same thing by different means. And basically, you have to go and run missions and do things to kind of boost the influence. And there's a day-by-day sort of tally counter goes on of who won on any given day. And I think there's a tipping point. Is that 4 is a tipping point when you're over into a victory?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so this can all actually change who controls which system.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
you can influence this
functions
stuff.
of other players. Oh,
Yep.
fascinating. This sounds wonderful.
So you can
Stations and bases are won and lost on these things.
Yeah. So if you just want to fly spaceship, it's gone.
The value of some ports for their missions can depend on what factions are present. So, for example, if some commanders manage to get rid of all the independent factions and cram a port full of Imperial factions, then you can get a lot of Imperial reputation by doing missions there because they're all Imperial.
And then you get made king and things. I mean, a king, not the king.
More spectacularly, a couple of the rare goods are illegal in their home systems at the moment. Because there's been a change of government to somebody that's decent and upstanding and law-abiding and disapproves of these nasty alcohol things or whatever illegal drug it might be.
Yes.
But if you can smuggle those in, you can undermine them.
Yes.
Fascinating. Oh, this sounds wonderful.
And also, power play kind of does that as well. Because, for example, if Lavinia Duval takes a system, Imperial slaves become legal, but black markets disappear.
Yes. So different definitions
That's
of illegal.
A lot of information packed into
There is a vast amount. But basically, if you just like flying spaceships and going wee around the Milky Way, when you first launch your spaceship in a few weeks and you look up at the night sky, everything you see in that sky, in your night sky in your house here, and look up, you can go there. You could pick a star in that sky above you right now, and you can actually go there. Every single one of them.
So it might take you a while in your
Yes.
first off spaceship. Although a Hutton trucker has done such a thing where they've taken the starting spaceship and flown all the way round everything.
The Milky Way, yes. And for the idea of scale and scope, there are 400 billion star systems in the Milky Way, and they're all there.
But we have now explored 0.006% of it.
In 11 years or whatever it is, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then if you've got space feet, you can obviously climb out of your ship and you can go and lick the space cucumbers down on planet surfaces. You can walk around the bar. You can go to little settlements on planet surfaces, and a bit like Flossy,
And you can
unpack
shoot
your
people
rocket.
with handguns.
Shoot people with handguns. Or like Flossy with the rocket launcher.
You can be a bit of an engineer and get a mission to go down and restart the reactor on a surface base while avoiding pirates and building fires and things like that. It's great.
You can also get a bit of a mission to go down there and steal the power controller out of the reactor on a base. Though,
Yeah,
so.
you can do that too.
And rob everything out of all the cupboards and then sell it to your local bartender for some reason. We don't know why the bartender's the guy that buys it, but, it's... and then, obviously, if you like driving things, you can land and then launch a little SRV, which is a surface reconnaissance vehicle, and hoon around on a planet's surface, a space buggy, and hoon around on a planet's surface, not bumping into rocks.
There are two of those. There's the six-wheel lightweight version. The Scarab. Or there is is it Scorpion?
Yes,
Scorpion is the other one.
Big, chunky,
It's basically a tank.
Heavy version.
Or if you like exploration, you go away from all this BGS bit that the apology officer was talking about, and you go out into deep space, and you use your scanner on your ship to scan things, and you find gas giants and rocky worlds and icy worlds, and you know what I mean, black holes, and it is beautiful out there, but you can just go and sort of scan those lots, and then bring all of that information back and sell it as cartographic data, if you love that kind of thing. And in fact, you can go out there and sample alien life and bring it back as well. So you can be an explorer, you can be a combat pilot, you can play a giant game of Space Risk, you can be like Alec Turner and just drive buggies for a living and do stunts. You get the idea. There's an awful lot you can do.
And you can go mining.
Oh, mining, yes. You can go and chew asteroids and make them go boom.
Blow them up.
Yep.
This sounds marvellous.
But there are people out there that say,
big holes in them.
This game, there's nothing to it, I'm bored, there's nothing to do, at which point we go, what? At them.
This game is dead.
Yes.
It's very sad that the game is dying.
Yep. And they're wrong, completely wrong. And we do it as Hutton in company. I mean, that's why we exist. So we all do it as part of a team. We gather other people, we join in, we take 3 or 4 ships and do these things, and we enjoy the company. PWP, player with player. It's
Unfortunately, the company you do it with is us.
Yes.
So, Mia, would you like to issue a statement?
On behalf of Hutton Orbital, we really are very, very sorry, and I can only apologise for the condition of the people that you meet along the way. I can only apologise. It's the only thing I'm officially allowed to do.
Yes.
Now, I think I've heard mention this. Nobody else is allowed to apologise except the apology officer.
Yes.
Correct.
It has to be formally
There is an
unionised.
onion involved.
Yes.
Unionised.
In
was a
that
typo.
case, I have no additional statement to make at this time.
Hooray!
And I sign on.
So that said, and before we go to the space news bit, then do you have any other questions, or are we going to save them for future weeks, or pick? Is there anything else you're burning to know right now?
I think that is an overwhelming quantity of information, which I will turn into sensible questions for next time.
Yes, but we'll help you. We'll guide you.
Oh, fabulous! Key takeaways is that the future still has pencils and gift shops. Oh, and beer. So
Yes.
now
Yes.
cheese. So sure I can navigate my way outwards from there.
Okay, well, the next bit we're going to do is the space news and a few other bits. So we've got Flossy coming up, and we've got Commander Wotherspoon with the Galnet News Digest. We're skipping the rares this week. Amelia will be glad to hear, because Steve's still not very well.
He's still not very well.
No, he's not well at all. So let's play the theme tune for the space news.
Although, before we go into space news, can we have a few moments to talk about how when Volcarius puts on a macho voice, he sounds incredibly like Ace Rimmer?
That's
Smoke
because
me a
he
kipper.
is Ace Rimmer.
Yes.
What a guy.
What a guy.
What a guy.
What a guy.
I feel
Right.
as though we're not talking about this enough.
Well, it's because we're all blushing still from when he was putting his macho voice on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, be still. Right. Space news it is then. Hang on a second.
When you don't know where to get more space news, 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 space news.
Right, who's got this one? Who put this one in?
Oh, this was me. I put the first one in. This is pretty much. Let's play some stereotypes here. A French astronaut is going to space, and guess what they're taking with them?
Lobster bisque and foie gras?
Lobster bisque, foie gras. I'm not sure if they're taking escargot, but they might as well. And lots of food like that, all cooked by a Michelin star chef, so that they don't miss home, that kind of thing. So I'm just trying to find her name. Astronaut Sophie Adernot has teamed up with French chef Anne-Sophie Pic to create a menu of gastronomic delights that will travel with Adernot to the ISS next year. So yeah, they're taking all the foods, and the chef has enjoyed the challenge of making stuff that is suitable to go to the ISS. So things like they can't have anything with crumbs, which is weird, but it kind of does make sense.
Well,
the thing is that once you consider the cost of getting a kilogram of material into orbit, it kind of doesn't matter what it is. That's just a rounding error on the price.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, it's one of those things that they quite often do these kind of things for, it's like 1 in every 10 meals is a kind of special meal, if you like.
So it's not so space cubes of flavoured things. It's actual food.
Yeah, it's actual food.
I can definitely imagine the previous mission commander though, as her flight gets to the station, opening the door and saying, "I hope you brought enough for everybody."
Yeah, they do tend to share. They do have a habit of sharing these things. When they get special one, they go, "Oh, I'll share mine," and everybody has a wee go of it.
I was interested to know because I had not actually thought about it very hard. What foie gras actually was, and foie gras is a specialty food made of liver.
You don't want to know how it's made. It doesn't even taste very good. Honestly, if it was between foie gras and those cubes, I'd take the frigging cubes.
I think the thing is, according to it's a kind of goose liver patty.
Approximately.
According to French law, to call it foie gras, you have to force feed the duck or the goose.
You
have to
feed them. It's kind of abusive. I wouldn't.
There's no kind of about it. It's abusive.
So the space race is now animal abusing. Lovely.
Yeah. Well, they're not animal abusing. I mean, the animal has been abused before it gets to them.
Yeah.
I mean, when you consider the history of the first things they launched, I'd quibble on the word "now," frankly.
Yes, here you go, doggy. Off you go, Laika. Was it Laika?
Yeah.
Laika
was a dog.
Fresh dog in space.
I think the French did something with a cat, and somebody else sent monkeys.
Doesn't surprise me that the French did something with a cat. I think it was the United States were all about putting chimpanzees up there and things.
Oh yes. It reminds me. The thing about the food reminds me of that immortal line from the movie Hudson Hawk, where the American chap says, "Read my lips, steak burger," in a French restaurant, I believe.
Yes.
Yes. But they've got to cater for all states. I'm sure they'll have taken some borscht up there for some of the cosmonauts, or
Yeah, I know the South Korean astronaut that went up took kimchi. They made special kimchi for going into space.
So here's the question: is there anything that really wouldn't suit being in space?
Anything with crumbs is what they're saying.
S'mores.
Here. Yeah.
S'mores would be terrible, because could you imagine molten marshmallow floating about?
That would be imagine trying to build a bonfire in this space station.
Yes.
Low touch.
Yeah. If you can't have crumbs, I presume crisps are out. So you can't do the Homer Simpson.
I was going to say, have you never watched Simpsons?
That's why they're out.
I'm now having an image of space fondue that just has a floating orb of molten cheese.
I don't think you could have. Don't know if you could have the bread.
Well, now I want fondue.
Yes. Well, now we've got some cheese.
Balls, that way they don't crumb.
Yes.
Okay, well, should we move to the next one then? This one, it's for the explorers out there, I think. Let me just paste this in. Here we go. Kapow. Here's the next one. So apparently finding an ocean on an exoplanet would be huge, and there's a Habitable Worlds Observatory is looking for oceans on exoplanets.
Good.
It will be if they build it.
Right.
Oh.
So this is speculative science as opposed to actual science.
Yeah. I've already said, around the time the James Webb started up, I remember saying that they really need to be looking at exoplanets with it and not at more nebulae.
Webb spends an awful lot of time looking at exoplanets.
Yeah,
oh, yes.
that was my hope.
HWO is the next planned observatory, space observatory. So it is speculative, but it's well and truly in the plans that they're going to build it.
Yeah, so what
Unless, of course, I don't know, somebody, say, cuts 60% of the science budget or something. I mean, that might slow it down. But...
Yeah, but that's only for a couple of years, and then we can put it all back again afterwards.
Yeah.
So, but apparently lights... it sounds really obvious when you think about it. Lights reflect light differently than solids. Sorry, liquids reflect light differently than solids. And apparently that's at the heart of what they're planning on doing with HWO, is that liquids have smoother surfaces and have a distinct light signature. So they're looking for specular reflection. Apparently it's also called glint. So they're looking for planets that glint in the night sky.
But basically, it needs to wear a cool pair of sunglasses.
Yeah, the first one they find they need to call Glint Eastwood.
Glint Eastwood. Oh. Is that like Boaty McBoatface or Shippy McShipface? Yes?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I drove past a sweeper this morning. It was Little Bow Sweep.
Oh. The Grit Lorries up here have got some fantastic names.
Sooty and Sweep, yes. But apparently this entire thing could be ruined by cloud cover, because if the planet's got water, it may well have clouds, and if they get cloud cover, they're not going to see what they want. So clouds might stuff it up completely. Like most of the things
that... a bit like that.
Yeah, Amelia wants to see in the night sky. No, it's cloudy.
It's always cloudy.
Or you forget.
I often forget.
Yes. So, and there is an artist's impression of an exoplanet with ample water. We've all flown by them. They're worth quite a bit of money.
Let's have a listen to that artist's impression now. Oh, look at me, I'm an exoplanet with water.
Interpretive dance?
What?
Can we do interpretive dance?
I'm doing it now.
Wobbly, wobbly, wobbly. Wobbly, wobbly, wobbly. Yeah, there we go. And the viewership's just dropped by 5. It's okay.
And that was without even putting the cameras on.
Right. Well, talking of wet things, apparently Mars might be wetter than we thought.
Yeah, something's getting Mars wet.
Titter. Yes. Okay. Well, this is.
That's a close-up of a Mars bar. If you, that's the cross section.
How much wetter? Are we talking moist?
Well, they've discovered now 15,000 kilometres of ancient riverbeds on Mars, suggesting the red planet may once have been much wetter. By the way, Mars as it is now has been terraformed. Michael.
Ooh, okay.
So Mars is not the red planet anymore.
Mars is actually the capital planet of the Federation.
Oh. Terraformed in a nice way, I take it then.
It's much more lush. Yeah, Mars is more lush than Earth is now, and Earth in 3311. Well, let's just say some of the Great Lakes are a bit worse for wear.
Oh no!
They glow at night.
Zone.
Yeah.
Oh no!
And the sea levels have risen, and you've now got Birmingham on Sea, for instance. Yes, and we're pretty sure that North Britain is now not connected to South Britain anymore, or it is just tenuously. Yeah,
there's a bridge in Newcastle under Tyne.
Yes, Newcastle under Tyne.
Newcastle under Tyne.
So they've been looking at using words like fluvial. There we go in their studies of Mars, and
they must be clever.
Yes, and they're indicating surface water may have been stable in Noachis Terra during the Noachian-Hesperian transition, a period of geologic and climatic change around 3.7 billion light-years ago. So it was wet a long time ago. An awful long time ago. Which is great. So that, I suppose, gives some more targets about where we're going to go to have a look. Send some probes or a big bouncing beagle or something down there. Right, and this last one, who inserted drugs into the script?
It's my fault.
Yeah.
Go on then.
I didn't put the drugs in.
This is
I
everyone
did
puts
it.
their hands up because they're
Sorry,
not sure.
I just assumed it'd be the Glaswegian.
No,
casual
Red
racism.
is being made in space. They are wanting to manufacture drugs in space because seemingly it will be cheaper. And
What?
it just boggles the mind. They are going to invest £187 million to develop parts of drugs in space. Oh, there's the word, I've forgotten. Compounds in space. And they're looking at our current vehicles can bring... And this is the thing I don't understand. Our current vehicles... almost to suggest they're already doing it and no one knows. Our current vehicles can bring back in order of 50 kilograms of pharmaceutical ingredient. Now, we did some maths before this show and I've forgotten what it was. We worked out it was about a busy Tesco's worth of paracetamol.
They wouldn't actually be making paracetamol. That's Tylenol for the night shift.
Yes. That's measured in bald eagles per hamburger.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Basically, certain compounds are much easier to crystallize in microgravity. So they'll be able to get far more pure samples of very high quality,
so higher yields,
synthesized organic chemicals. Well, just pure, so it's not polluted and tainted with other things, which means it's much easier to use and you don't have lots of cleaning processes and all sorts of nasty stuff like that.
Right. Okay.
There's a bit here that even says creating drug formulations that would otherwise be impossible, the company said.
See, that's
they don't
cool.
Specify on what manner, but yeah, sounds interesting.
Oh no! Look at the bottom. They did this in 2023, and they had a successful launch, return missions, and a bit below it, the first mission is to grow anti-HIV drugs while flying in low Earth orbit. So yeah, I am colour me flabbergasted and interested in this. I think this could be fascinating to see how it progresses.
Yeah, I suppose without the pull of higher gravity that you get at ground level, crystalline structures, I can see that. I mean, Valkyrius, the crystalline structures and 0G or low gravity, it must be a bit easier.
It's believable, because I don't know much about it. I know you have to kind of grow crystals.
Yes. But I mean, Amelia's grown them for some of the rare things, and they tried to kill her. So we won't go there. I mean, that's how you end up with. Was it the Terra Mater blood boars? It wasn't the blood boars. It was the. I can't remember There was a crystal that you tested that grew and then tried to kill you. It was a while back.
We have a record of all the rares that I've done, don't we? On the
somewhere.
website?
Yes. I may have backed it up.
Should we bung the website in to let in the chat to let everyone?
Well, I mean, if you
have a listen.
If you go to media.forthemug.com, you can go to back episodes. Though I've not uploaded a handful from recently, and I've been pulled up on that one a few times. Yes, that's my fault. I've been too busy. But lots of them are on there as part of the news shows, and we do revisit them occasionally. Okay, that's the end of the space news. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun.
Space news, space news, space news, space news, space news, space news, space news.
Do we have a word of the week?
Come on, Mike Rochburns.
He's gone.
Would help if I've not gone and done exactly the same thing as Letho did earlier. We do, but I feel we need to inform our cryogenic friend what is going on somewhat. Each week, I get asked if there is a word of the week, and I stole it from the Scotsman because we all thought it would be quite funny to give a dyslexic person a word that he can't read every week and then pronounce terribly. However, it is a kind week, and the word is cuddle me buff.
And what does that mean?
Beer.
Just beer.
Just beer. That's all it says.
Such a
I don't know if it's a
when I was looking this up, it did give the verb of cuddling for drinking. He's been cuddling all night.
Can you use it in a sentence, please?
Oh, you just watch me. Too many cuddle me buffs. Cecil suffered a bout of piddle me pants.
And for anyone who's interested, and for the benefit of our new presenter, the spelling and the meaning is coming across your screens in the form of a little ticker tape headline.
See, it does let them know that we still know what beer is as well.
Yes.
Yes. Well, it is apparently it's a Yorkshire thing, so we might have to ask one of our resident Yorkshiremen. Yes.
Well, we do have. I mean, if we can find Rampage at any point, he is a professional Yorkshireman, so.
Yes, he's got the flat cap, but not the whippet.
He's got the flat cap and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Deadmeat's got the whippet. Yeah.
He's got the long-haired miniature whippet that looks like a lasso apso.
Yes. A pirate version of the same thing with only one eye. Yes. And we're not joking on that one. Okay. Well, thank you very much. It's time to sit back a little bit. Flossy, you've got a segment coming up here.
Yes.
So this is where we pay attention about what the community goal is for this week or last week or what's going on. So I've got your theme tune here. I don't know which one it is, but here we go, Flossy.
When the universe is in trouble, bug infestations in the bubble, your home station's burned rubble. What on earth can we do when your faction leader's a dog and your daily tasks are a slog? You're feeling like a used cog. What on earth can we do now? Interstellar initiatives. Let Flossy tell you what it is. Then you can get involved with this. You should listen to what Flossy says. Interstellar initiatives. Flossy tells us what she thinks it is. Then you can get involved with this. Now you should listen to what Flossy says. Listen to what Flossy says. What on earth can we do? Do what Flossy tells you to. What if she talks nonsense? Interstellar initiatives. Let Flossy tell you what it is. Then you can get involved with this. You should listen to what Flossy said. Now we heard what Flossy said. We can put this matter to bed. Just keep her voice in your head. Flossy told you what to do.
I don't. Hello, Flossy here with this week's CG News. A continuation of the current 2-week CGs. As of around 1900 UTC, they stood at the joining Aisling Duval's call to arms was closing on Tier 3, with over 38.5 billion credits earned by 5,500 contributors. And Join Archer's exploitation of Imperial weakness was over 3/4 way between Tiers 1 and 2, with over 22 billion credits earned by over 2,000 contributors. And Join Li Yongrui's territorial opportunism, nearly 2/3 way between Tiers 1 and 2, with over 18.5 billion credits earned by just over 2,000 contributors. And we've now been given the stats breakdown for the reward. Apparently it's burst rate of fire plus 1,400%, burst size plus 2, reload time minus 50%, maximum range minus 10%, clip size plus 8, and ammo capacity plus 68%, power draw plus 20%, and mass plus 60%. And the screening shell experimental will also be included. And there are no new CGs this week because these continue for a second week. And that's it for this week's CG News.
Flossy told you what to do.
Thank you very much, Flossy. I think it's only fair and right that we invite our guest to introduce the next segment.
Just real quick.
Oh.
Did you want my feature this week or?
Oh, sorry, I didn't know because I didn't get a massage. Because of the extended guesty bit.
That's fair. It's fair enough here.
Sorry, I didn't get a note on that one, but because of the extended bit, we've skipped a couple of bits like the rares this week, just to give Michael some space.
Yeah.
Which he's going to try out properly.
We don't want to overwhelm him on his first day.
No,
And
sounds
he's
like a good
melting
host.
slightly.
Out of interest, what was your bit this week? I didn't get a missive about it. What was it?
I did send you I updated the quiz system, yes, to fix some of the things that LCU broke last week.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what, I mean, we do have the option. I mean, should we throw it open to the floor? It's only 9 questions, isn't it?
Yeah. And they're in 3 rounds, and some of them are multiple choice this time, so you can just
Right, all those in favour say aye.
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 Oh,
That's 4 ayes, 5 ayes. All those against say
A
nay.
lot of eyes.
Nobody's saying nay. Okay, go on then. So, Michael, this is
your-
this is
remember to get
you can
your,
join in. Oh, I've got to get mine.
yes,
up
you
and
can. You can join in and get the presenter up and running. In the meantime.
yeah, I'm just going to do that. So while I'm doing that, so Michael, we're about to do a quiz, which is about all things Elite Dangerous, in which
You may
we're
have to guess
expecting
if you-
you to get some high scores.
I'll do my best.
Right. So on your computer there, if you were to open a little browser window, and then you can actually log in as well. I'm just trying to find the quizzy bit. Where is the quizzy bit? Oh, there it is. Yes, am I logged in?
I'll introduce it in the meantime.
Quizzy bit.
Welcome to this week's quiz, where we've changed basically everything in incremental and unobservable ways. The highly dubious and definitely needing another tryout quiz system can be accessed at quiz.iniv.space, in another browser window or from a mobile device, where Litho should now be free to fill the entire username with currency symbols. Or any other symbols, really, even the funny ones, which are more like pictures. The HB pencil, which rewinds the questions, has been upgraded so it can go all the way back through previous rounds. And the scorebot has a new automatic Tipex pen, which erases your scoreboard name if you change your actual name, LCU. And we have 2 new RGB buttons, which light up and show any new users and answers on the screen, hopefully in that order. In any case, we have another 3 rounds of 3, where technical correctness, almost correctness, and actual correctness scores 1, 2, or 3 points respectively.
Yay! Right.
You've added RGB to this.
To the admin panel, yes.
Yeah, and it's really just B. Actually, it's just blue.
So, Michael, if you want to go to the website quiz.iniv.space in a browser, if you've got
There's
that,
a link currently in the Twitch.
It's in the chat. It's in the studio.
And it's in... Yep.
iniv.space, yes.
Because space.
This is the quiz system we're going to be using at ECM, and we've been testing it out for a few weeks and breaking it every week in small but significant ways. And this is all practice for Volcarius, you see, for the event in a few weeks' time. Is it really only a few weeks?
Yeah, it's about 5.
Yes. Quiz.iniv.space. Have you got that screen live now, Squire?
It says Hutton Triple Trivia upcoming.
Oh, that is a good
one.
point.
Yes.
Hey.
Okay, and you've got your name in. Right, we are ready for action. And
Yes,
Litho,
so
you've got
if-
the magic countdown button.
I have.
Yes, so if everyone's ready and hasn't already done so, crack open a Cuddle Me buff and head over to quiz.iniv.space to join in.
Okay, let's go.
Round 1, which is multiple choice. That means you still have a 1 in 6 chance, even if you don't know the answer.
Woot! I have a chance.
Yes.
It's going to be embarrassing if I get beaten by Cryo Guy.
Which manufacturer produces the adder?
I flew this ship for a long time, and I always wondered why they would tell me the name every time I docked.
Right, and Michael, you've got one in?
Yep. I looked at the list. I picked one.
And then it blew up.
And then it blew up. Yep, there we
Yes.
go.
Apparently.
Who reported for Vox Galactica, that's on Galnet by the way, during the Thargoid War?
What's your choice?
Total guess.
It's not that one. It's not that one. It's not that one. Oh, crikey. It's not that one, so I'm going to go with that one. It's one of these two. There we go.
Detonation in 10 seconds.
Oh yeah, this noise causes people problems in their trouser department, just as a heads up, by the way.
Right.
Question 3. Which Kovas speaks French? Or cockpit voice assistant.
Am I excluded from answering this one?
Why would that be?
Because we recorded it. I'm expressing, what is it, a conflict of interest on answering that one.
I think you have to answer it because it's a multiple choice. You can't just put in silly answers.
Does it count if they speak it with a French accent, like this button?
Detonation in 10 seconds.
Which has its name on it on my desk here.
You can just not answer. I missed out on answering on the first question because I was distracted by mooncake.
So
okay.
The adder is made by Zorgon Peterson.
Okay, go on then. We have to ask, Michael, did you get that one right?
No, I guessed Lakon Spaceways.
Oh, they make the Lakon Type 7, Type 8, Type 9, Type 10. And
they make the Diamondback Explorer, Diamondback Scout, the Keelback, the Asp Explorer, and the Asp Scout.
Yes, and they're our favourite manufacturer.
And the Alliance, and the Alliance Chieftain, the Alliance Challenger, and the Alliance Crusader.
In all fairness,
13 ships.
If you pick Lakon, you pick the best one anyway.
Yes, that's the best answer.
Oh, good. I will pretend that is in some way.
You know what? I've got an idea.
What's your idea?
Do you want a bone? So for Lakon Spaceways, because it's Hutton's favourite manufacturer.
Yeah, we'll give a half a point.
Give 1 point.
Yeah,
you can have a bonus point for Lakon Spaceways.
Yay! You've broken your duck. There we go.
Look at that.
I'm making foie gras, and apparently it's compulsory. So
the Vox Galactica reporter was Jade Sandelin. Where are we?
Well, Caleb and Aidan Tanner, and it couldn't have been.
Yeah. Albert Tesoro is a Akanar Research Council professor and the head of Aegis. Caleb Wycherley is also known as Salvation, the absent leader of Azimuth Biotech. Aidan Tanner was a Federal Navy admiral.
That was the Admiral Tanner?
Yes.
Was a Federal Navy admiral and is now the chief military liaison for Aegis. Rani Zaman was from the Thargoid Advocacy Project, who sent out the Kingfisher megaship to contact the Thargoids.
Which they ate.
All makes sense now, yes.
Yes. And of course, the French-speaking cockpit voice assistant is Amélie.
Now, are you telling me that Celeste can't speak French with a clearly French accent?
Does the Celeste cockpit voice assistant speak a single French word?
Yes.
But that doesn't mean she can't speak French. She is clearly French.
Yeah.
Yeah, but does she speak French?
You get a technical correctness point.
Obviously, if she's clearly French, she obviously speaks French.
You get a technical correctness point.
And so do several other people, it seems.
Yeah, so do. Exactly. Right, moving on. Round 2. Round 2 is all about different durations. In seconds, how much oxygen does a reboot repair cost?
Ooh, so this is reboot your ship.
So myself a significant disadvantage here.
Yeah, so when you reboot your ship, so in order to repair things on your ship, you can sort of reboot it, and certain things that have malfunctioned come back online. But while it's rebooting, obviously the oxygen system stops working.
All your power. Yeah, so I was going to mention that. So all your power plants off. which includes not powering your thrusters or indeed your life support.
Yeah, but so your helmet drops down, and yes.
Yeah.
So you lose X number of seconds of oxygen to a system purge as it resets. Right.
Yes,
Okay.
and then once it comes back up, you get atmosphere restored. So this
Hopefully.
this is not the total time from pressing reboot to your thrusters coming back. It's just the bit when your actual power's down.
So you've got to think in your head, the ship's rebooting, how long does it take to reboot a starship when you have to hold your breath?
Detonation in 10 seconds.
It's not 10.
I am just guessing.
It might
here.
be.
I've never had to reboot a starship.
In weeks, how soon must a system architect complete the first port? That's how soon after starting the system claim and placing the colonization beacon.
Oh, did we not mention you can build your own starports, by the way?
Nope. I was about to say, I'll pretend I know what all of that means.
Wait, you can build your own starports now as well.
Oh.
And that makes you a system architect in doing so. You can buy yourself a job title.
So you turn up and you stick a flag in a system, a metaphorical flag, and say, it's mine! And then you've got a certain number of weeks to build the first little thing in there before you relinquish your claim. Which is some weeks.
Lovely.
Question 3. In years, how old is Zemina Torval?
Why do I have a feeling I'm going to really upset somebody with my answer?
Zemina Torval, yes. Not
somebody in this very room who might be running the quiz.
Detonation in 10 seconds.
By the way, anti-aging drugs are a thing in the Empire.
Ah, good.
Yes.
I was just wondering if I had massively over-egged my guess.
No, anti-aging drugs are a thing in the...
good.
So...
there was a bit of tolerance on that one, so you might get a point for being close. We'll see. So in seconds,
nope.
so the oxygen seconds is 15. The
I
entire
thought it was
reboot
20.
process is the entire reboot process is actually around 19. It takes around 4 seconds to power down, but it's 15 seconds that you lose during the reboot.
I had no clue on that one.
Yeah, if you've never done it, so yeah. It's 4 weeks that you have to complete the first port before you lose your system claim. That's after, as I said, placing the navigation, the colonization beacon.
That was
I
a guess.
changed my answer to a wrong answer. That was silly.
I guessed that. I have no idea whatsoever, so I just put 4 sounds right.
And
Zemina
Torval is 134. So I gave a point for 114, which was within tolerance. In fact, that should have been a 2-pointer if it was within tolerance. And there were some technically correct answers by reference.
Older than my mum, yes.
And one
but only
obligatory rude answer.
She was not 80,000 years old, no.
80,085. It spells a word.
Round 3 is all about association. Question 1. What do wake scanners, chaff launchers, and shields boosters have in common?
You always forget to equip them.
Well, actually, there's other answers. Yeah.
This one's fairly open, and if it looks like there's a technically correct answer that wasn't the one I had in mind, that's fine too.
That's definitely the angle I've pitched for.
They're cheap.
Detonation in 10
The letter
seconds.
S on the end.
Yeah, they're all plural.
Yep. Boom!
Question 2. What do the Basilisk, Medusa, and Hydra have in common?
Here's a hint, Michael. We may have mentioned a particular alien menace at some point during the show.
And it wasn't the apology officer.
No. Or cheese.
Like some sort of anti-Thargoid system?
Well, you're in the right territory.
Just try using the middle word of that.
One of the words you had there
was
one of the words you had there was correct. Yes.
No.
You'd overcomplicated it, sir.
I've already answered with something else. Anyway.
There's an edit button.
Yes.
I'm
you have 10 seconds to edit it.
I'm happy with it. I don't think I'm going to do any better than you.
Thiel and Slevin in chat asks, do they all shop at Tesco?
And finally, what do Saskia Landau, Albert Tesreau, and Aisling Duval have in common?
Well, you mentioned one of those earlier. I think, in one of the other questions. Oh, they've all been regularly mentioned on Galnet News. How about that? Coming up next.
Are they all women?
Feel like I've heard those
Allegedly.
names and things I've listened to.
Have they all got blue hair?
You know, it's the future. They might not all be women. There's some very masculine yet girly names out there.
Yeah, like Dave.
You tell them, Frank.
They're dead, Dave.
They're all dead, Dave. Everybody's dead,
dead,
Dave. Yes.
Is Pearson dead?
They're dead, Dave.
Let's see what we have. So, wake scanners, chaff launchers, and shield boosters are all utility modules.
Useful tools, yes.
Yes, of which there was various variants I've rolled together into one of them.
I couldn't work out the word, so I said not the hardpoint mounting. Technically correct.
Soft point mounting.
Soft point mounting, not hard
That's
point
what I was
mounting.
going to say.
Well, they are called utility hardpoints.
Yeah.
So
Michael, be heartened here that a lot of us are getting these wrong as well.
Yes.
I am encouraged by the fact that I got a point for that one on 2-word names.
Well, it's true. You did get 1 point for technical correctness. They are all 2-word names.
Mine is technically correct, but you said it wasn't.
They are hard points.
Yeah, they're utility hard points.
They're utility
they're
hard
not
points.
weapons, but they're
They're not weapons, but they're utility hard points.
They're still hard points.
I did like all have to be assigned to fire groups. That was a clever one, because the wake scanner does. The chaff launcher doesn't. You can set a separate button, and the shield booster doesn't at all. So that was not
no.
Not me.
I mean, technically no idea was correct, because whoever typed it had no idea.
Yeah, that was me.
Is that technical correctness?
I'd say so.
I don't have any idea. I didn't have any idea until you just told me.
Yeah, but this is the only time I'm ever doing this.
That's a one only. Yeah, there we go.
Free.
To be clear, I wasn't the one that
So all of these were actually point scorers in some way, shape, or form. The intention that they was that they were Thargoid interceptors.
I like mine. 8 wings and bad breath.
I like whoever names Thargoids that Goid.
Oh, the Thargoid over the R.
Thargoid, more dead.
No, that's not Thargoid. That's Margoid.
Yes.
That Goid.
And finally, Saskia Landau, Albert Tesreau, and Aisling Duval are all Imperials, which is what I had in mind. Honestly, I thought if there was one question where somebody was going to put 80,085, it would be this one. Which would have been a point-scoring answer for the only time in history.
So the one where it would actually have been technically correct is, yes, they managed not to put.
Yeah, we don't actually know the hair colour of Tesreau and Landau, but they're conceivably funny coloured, so that can...
They're Imperial, it's bound to be.
Yes.
Yeah, it probably is, actually. They're not all linked to Aegis, so Saskia Landau is the head of Imperial Intelligence. Alba Tesreau is linked to Aegis, as I said, is still the Achenar Research Council professor and head of Aegis, and Aisling Duval is the Imperial Princess, so they're not all linked to Aegis.
And they're not power play?
No, so only Aisling Duval is a power play leader out of those.
Yes. Yet.
That was the only one I knew.
Yes. Okay, and the final scores on the doors?
Let's see what we have.
Drum roll, please.
Gouda 80,085 with first place. And we have four-way joint second with Bograt, Sean Story, Hunk, and a interesting bash injection attempt which would destroy the server if it actually ran.
Yes.
Blimey, I'm not even placed. That is bad.
It's the second week in a row I've managed a joint second.
I think
I'm
that's the
impressed.
first time I've ever gotten to the scoreboard.
Well, the week before I don't think I got any points at all. So
Thank you for emojis.
I think I got
liked
some,
the emojis idea.
Right.
Yes.
I'm using my alias Ooby Doop Scooby Dooby Banooby.
Ooby Doop Scooby Dooby Banooby.
You got joint sixth, I think, with 10.
The silliest name in the
below,
galaxy.
Just below 11 points in fifth place with the table flip. So.
Yes. Well, anyway,
where did I come then? 12?
It doesn't say on the screen.
It should say for you on your screen. It should tell you what place you got.
Oh, hang on. 11th place. Is that it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Only just.
Just ahead of me in 12th place with 7.
But
I
that's
didn't
what did we have
understand what
played?
it all meant. Sorry.
and,
Yes.
and I am relieved for your server that you have properly sanitised the inputs.
Yeah. There's been in SQL attempts. We've had.
I thought I'd go for
actually
something different from SQL for once.
But luckily it's nothing like that seems to be getting through, so we're good.
So yeah, Michael, that was a test of the system. No, not the questions, but a test of the system for making sure it doesn't melt.
Speaking of which, how would the studio and the chat, indeed the audience, grade that run of the system?
Oh, that's a solid 9 out of 9.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I love the
good.
I love the drop-down multi-choice questions because that means I don't have to think too much.
Yeah.
The grading was
that up.
super fast.
I'd give it at least a 6 out of 5.
I'd give it higher than that. I'd give it a good 8 out. I'd give it a good 8 out of 10.
I gave it 6 out of 5.
I know, but still 6.
But 10's more than 5, you see.
Oh, in that case, 12 out of 23.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Right, fine.
Yep.
I'll give it 80,000
An 85.
and 85 out of 2.
Yes.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Or-
on this end, I was very happy on this end with how smooth that felt. Now that I've got the buttons for going straight to your answers, so that's very
Oh,
good.
fantastic. Well, out of 2, I'd give it 1. Fnar. Right, well, okay, thank you, Volcarius.
I was going to say, that's not very good.
You had-
That's like
it-
50%.
At least buy a dinner first.
It was supposed to be an innuendo, but anyway. Okay, right. Well, thank you, Volcarius. I think we can give that a solid pass now, ready for ECM. So now it's just a case of writing the questions and submitting them to the quiz mistress.
Well, that's being handled not by me. So
No, that was being handled by Commander Asylum, I think.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, right. We better do the... Okay, so Michael, this was the bit I queued you up for earlier, so you've now had sort of 20 minutes to think about what to say to introduce this next bit.
Right. Doesn't have a huge amount, but, ladies and gentlemen, Hutton Orbital News presents Something with Beetlejude and Wotherspoon, because that's all I've got in the script. They will now do their thing.
Galnet News Update, 10th of July, 3311. Commanders hoping to colonise a system so they can study exobiology are being warned that the act of colonisation may destroy the very life they have come to be near. This destruction can come in one of two ways. Firstly, notable stellar phenomena The clusters of life forms in rings or at Lagrange points can be destroyed just by building a primary station in the system. Not enough science has been done yet, but it seems likely that it is the clusters of life in asteroid belts or in planetary rings that are most at risk. In one case, the rubium metallic crystals in the HIP 940-88 system vanished, while other reports say that the metallic crystals disappeared from the Sinew FEWB-C B46-4 system when an observatory was built to examine them. And 2 Lagrange clouds also disappeared from the Muscadart region GG-Y D71 after the primary port was built. This loss of indigenous life forms in colonised systems raises the very real threat that the types of space-dwelling creatures found in the inner Orion spur, where the majority of colonisation is taking place, might be wiped out completely. Thankfully, the destruction is not always complete. In the HIP 981-82 system, which was recently colonised, it initially appeared that both notable stellar phenomena had disappeared, taking with them 3 types of metallic crystal and rufum gourd mollusks. However, one of the NSPs around planet A6 has since been rediscovered, including the missing and rather annoying mollusks, which seem to want to sap the energy from the shields of any passing spacecraft. Only one of the 3 forms of metallic crystal is believed to have been lost from this system. Because of this attrition, and because of the mass extinction event that affected the bark mounds and some other surface-dwelling plants and geological phenomena 4 years ago, on 19th of May 3307, the Codex, which lists confirmed sightings of exobiological species, has become unreliable, listing species in many systems that are no longer present. Commanders wishing to experience every form of extraterrestrial life for themselves can no longer rely on the Codex to be accurate. The Canon Challenge, which lists confirmed and verified locations for every type of life form so far discovered, is currently believed to remain accurate, although with colonisation progressing as fast as it is, even that guide cannot be entirely trusted. The second and far more obvious way to destroy life in the galaxy is to build your new base right on top of it. While surface settlements can, with a little care, be placed close to exobiology without eliminating it, building a hub or a planetary port is a sure way of eliminating all forms of life in the kilometres surrounding the base. Thankfully, this does not normally completely wipe out life on the entire planet, but you may find you need to walk a bit further to find those prized specimens you are hoping to study.
Many thanks to Beetlejude and Wotherspoon for that report on things which I'm sure the rest of you understood and found enlightening, encouraging, informative, or despair-inducing. The listener is encouraged to delete those which do not apply by replaying this section and sticking their fingers in their ears at the appropriate moments.
I could too long didn't read it for you. Don't squash stuff.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, don't kill
squash
alien
space
life.
mollusks.
Yeah, don't squash space mollusks. They're important for something. We don't know what they're for yet. Maybe they just are. Could be.
Right.
I mean,
okay,
yes.
that makes a bit more sense. Not a huge amount more sense, but
There is life that floats
Thank
around
you.
in space, basically, as well, that you can bump into occasionally, very rarely. And yes, there's a group of people from Canon Interstellar trying to find all of them. Because we know where there are gaps where they've not found things yet, and they're still trying to find them. So, yeah, there is a hunt on for all of them. But then, unfortunately, because we're expanding and people are building their own spaceports, as they're building the spaceports, it's killing them off. So we may just be causing the first galactic extinction since the game launched.
Oh my! Ooh.
11 years ago, whenever it was. Yes. Oh no. So yeah, don't do that. Whatever it is. Oh dear, what's this picture we got on screen?
Set up interstellar wildlife preserves or something.
Yes. Put markers around them, but then people will do it deliberately. Okay, well, we come to the part of the show where obviously we begin to wind down for the evening, and what we are going to be doing in a minute is playing the all-important credits and going to raid somebody. So before we do our sort of chit-chat at the end, we need to work out who we're going to go and raid. So let's have a quick hunt on Twitch for somebody that is in need of a few Hutton truckers to pop in and say hello. So what's everybody got? What are our choices this evening?
I am just having a look.
It
has to be elite, doesn't it?
It does have to be. You see, the
That
one
is
with
mandatory.
the one with the weasel has now got a decent load of viewers. Let's have a look. There's somebody saying, "Oh, so go on."
It's got to be elite, but it's also preferably someone who doesn't have a huge amount of people in watching them, because then we help them get their views up.
We've got Fancy Mustard, which is "Will I find an Earth-like planet today?"
I
don't
also
know,
have
will
a
he?
Commander Dirty Slipper that could. He's only got 2 viewers.
Where's that?
I like the name.
Dirty _ Slipper _.
We are back
Has it
in
got-
space. Let's go. That one.
Let's go.
That
Yeah.
sounds optimistic. I like it.
Well, they've probably been whacking some Thargoids with it, which is why it's dirty. You know, it's got green goo on the bottom or something. So, so we'll go and raid the Dirty Slipper. Usual rules apply when you turn up. Give them a hearty for the mug. Show them how lovely Hutton is. And if you like what they're doing, then obviously, yes, you know about them for the future. But yeah, shout for the mug and give them a warm Hutton welcome. Other than that, Hugh Pratt, also known as Michael, thank you for coming to join us this evening. It's been great to have you aboard.
Thank you very much indeed. It's been wonderful to be involved. This has been tremendous fun. And you're all such lovely welcoming. This has been marvellous. I'll stop there before I start gushing all over the place.
He sounds so sincere when he lies, doesn't he?
Yes, indeed, he does.
He looked right at you when he said that.
Yes. Well,
Very
and
clever that you can tell that, but I don't have a camera.
Yep, and we'll be inviting you back again. I mean, we would love to if you're up for it and you want your first driving lessons or flying lessons. Maybe we're going to have a couple of weeks off now, and we ought to tell the listener about this one. I'm off on my holidays, and this is a bit of our summer break time before ECM. We need to recharge our batteries, so we are going to be having 2 weeks off. And we will be returning thence thereafter, etc. on the... Who's got the date of the return date? On the 31st
That'll be the 31st, yeah.
of this month. And then the week afterwards, we'll be on as well, on the 7th. And then the week after that, we're going to move it to the Saturday, because that's going to be ECM Saturday, and we're going to be doing Hutton Orbital live from the main stage. So we've got 2 weeks off, 2 weeks on, and then a funny week.
It's very
do
funny.
we need to make one of those a green room week where we all go in a spaceship and watch as our newbie navigates flying with a mouse and keyboard, probably.
So yes, Michael, this might be the opportunity. I mean, if you happen to be around on the 31st and fancy a go at flying a ship, that's great. Or the 7th is good. And we can get your training wheels out.
I think I should be around for at least one of those. Yeah, won't be the 31st, could be the 7th.
Could be the 7th. Okay. Well, but yes, you're welcome to come and join us anytime. And as and when you feel up to it, and we've quarantined all the cheese, we might even give you your own article to read.
Ooh.
Fancy.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, all writing assistance is most welcome.
You're very welcome indeed. Love that
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Other than that, also, yes.
I was just going to say.
Go on. No, please.
Oh, it was just a tiny, on the topic of articles, a tiny bonus one that popped up in the sidebar while we were doing the space news. Scientist's cat again helps discover new virus. And the short summary is there's a virologist in Florida whose cat keeps bringing back interesting dead animals. So they keep testing them and discovering new viruses from the things their cat drags home. So,
right. Well, I mean, this sounds like something Mooncake would do if Mooncake was allowed to go out and drag stuff back for Amelia and Sandrine.
Sorry, Michael, Mooncake is my kitty.
Ah, lovely.
She joins in on the radio.
She does. She was meowing earlier, yes.
I thought I heard something.
She's a purebred snowy Bengal.
Oh, lovely. I have 2 half Bengal, half Bombay boys. Jasper and Mercury.
Oh, bless. Are we going to hear them on the radio?
Ooh, possibly.
They vocal?
The hard part will be getting them to cooperate without making an awful lot of background noise climbing on top of the snake and gecko enclosures behind me. But if I can get them to behave themselves, then yes, I'll drag them in.
It does sound, yes, like a menagerie or a zoo there.
Yes, ball python, crested gecko, 2 cats, and a borzoi. So they keep us busy.
Absolutely. Well, apparently this cat found a Geilong virus. There we go. A Geilong virus? Jeilong virus. There we go. Well. Yes. Fetching another animal containing a never-before-seen bug. Apparently it was Everglades short-tailed shrews. That's a tongue twister if you've had a few drinks. An orthoreovirus. Yes, there we go. Oh dear. No, this is one that infects birds, mammals, and humans. No, stay away. That cat is... No.
Nope.
COVID Mark II.
I think staying out of the Florida Everglades is probably a good idea for more reasons than usual.
Well, yes, the bitey things, the snappy things, and now all the viruses as well.
Yeah.
Okay, well, look, we've got ready for that one, so we're going to hit the magic button. What the credits will roll along the screen. Amelia, people do need to try the cookie recipe.
Yes, please do try the cookie recipe and give us some feedback.
And let's hope the deck doesn't crash halfway through the credits like it did last week. Other than that, for the mug, everybody.
For the mug!
No journey too long and no cargo too small. The profit margins never really mattered at all. We're gonna take the cargo where it's needed today. Super cruising all across the Milky Way. We'll take anything, anytime, anywhere. Loading up the T-9s to the brim with grain. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. For the mug. Flossy always seems to crash into the sun. Swivel likes the pilot on the Xbox One. Alvin at the front, you know he leads us well. Trucking across the galaxy, now everybody yell. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. Give me a launch pad that I can land on, and I'll give you my cargo and sing you my song. No part 22 light years to go. Cruising to Hutton, whoa. No journey too long and no cargo too small. The profit margins never really mattered at all. We're gonna take the cargo where it's needed today. Super cruising all across the Milky Way. We'll take anything, anytime, anywhere. So shout it out loud like you don't even care. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the show. Everyone's buggered off now, so why don't you bugger off too?